Hey, good evening and blessings out there, Facebook. It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, coming to you tonight, again on this Thursday night, just to kind of come back and let y'all know. As y'all know, if you've been seeing my post, it's a few things going on in the market, fam. So again, I wanted to talk about it, wanted to get on here because again, there are a lot of things happening. There's a lot of transfer of wealth taking place, and you have to make sure that you're in place to be a part of that transfer. If you're not in place to that transfer, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a transfer of wealth, but you're going to miss out on it, right? And you don't want to lose your hard-earned money, right? So with that being said, I'm going to talk very quickly. So I want you to understand something. Listen, when it comes to your 401k, and again, here I'm talking about the 401k trap. Now, I don't want to be that guy that say I told you so, because nobody likes that guy, right? But if you recall, I have been very consistent in my messaging about the 401k and how you need to do everything that you can to get your money out of that 401k, because it is not designed, it was never designed to be your primary means of retirement. So let's just start off there. It was never ever designed to be your primary means of retirement. So that's point number one. And because it was never designed to be your primary means of retirement, we should not be shocked if it does not work for us towards retirement. Does that make a little bit of sense? And I know a lot of time we're taught, hey, work, get a job, get you a good job, they pay a 401k. But see, the thing is, we used to call for a pension. That's what jobs used to give, because what a pension meant, income for life. What most people don't know is that your 401k is just a pot of money that they're going to give you, right? And once that money is gone, you got to figure it out. Now, with that being said, here's where I want to go with that tonight. The 401k, whether it's a 401k, 403b, 457, I don't care what initials it has. If it is a retirement account, understand this one thing, and I need you to understand this. It's literally like taking your money and going to Vegas with it, right? It's literally like going and saying, roll them, sell my limbs or whatever, backdoor little Joe. That's literally what it's like. Except you're not the one rolling it. You're just putting your money in, and somebody else is rolling the dice, and you're ending up the one losing it. Now, here's why it's important for you to understand where your money is. And before I say that, let's establish this one thing, that your retirement money should not be up for grabs. Right? Your retirement money should be that money that you're setting to the side to make sure that you can live the life that you want to live as you grow older. I hope you'll agree with me on that. If you do, let me hear it in the chat. Now, if that be true, then that tells us that we must know that rule number one in Vegas is that the house always wins, right? The house always wins. So if the house always wins, then you should never take your bill money to Vegas, right? That's another rule out there. Because you see rule number one, the house always wins. Hey, Frida, how you doing? Now, with that being said, I want you to understand something. Because the house always wins, somebody has to lose. There is no, oh, it's fair, it's equitable, it's this, that, and other. No, somebody gonna lose, and it's gonna be you. It's going to be those that keep their money in an index, in a particular product that they don't really understand. So guess what Rod is doing tonight? Hickman is going to show you how this product works and show you why you should not have your money in that type of product. Okay? All right, let's go. So as you can see from my screen here, this is titled the 401k trap. Now, the reason why we call it the trap is because it is a hustle. And personally, I believe that this is one of the most sinister yet legal means of wealth transfer. And the sad part about it is most people don't understand it, but yet they keep putting their hard-earned money into it. And then when they get to the point where they retire, they get shocked by what happens. Okay. So what I've done, I have my little sheet here that's going to show you how this product works. Now, the first thing that I want you to understand is that when it comes to a company match, the company is only going to match up to your annual salary, right? Very few companies are going to say, hey, I'm going to match you dollar for dollar with everything that you want to give. No, very few companies are going to do that. They're only going to match you up to a percentage of your salary, or they may give you a dollar value, right? So with that being said, let's just say we got good old Randy here, and good old Randy make $35,000 a year. Now, 5% of his annual salary is $1,750. So if he's contributing $1,750 in order to get the quote unquote wink wink free money, then, oh, by the way, remember, corporations get a tax break for monies that they put into this 401k. So it's almost, think of it like this: either I'm going to pay it in taxes or I'm going to get a tax write-off for it, right? So that's how they look at it. How would you look at it? Now, he's going to match your contribution. So annually, good old Randy is putting in $3,500 a year. Now, let's say that good old Randy works 35 years. That means his money that he's put into this is $122,500. Now, I've taken the liberty here to say, let's just say that over the course of his investment, just over the course of him investing his money into that 401k, he has an average rate of percent of 7%. Because here's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that in the market, you gain and you lose in percentages, right? So if the market goes up 50%, you gain 50%. So now you have one number. However, if the market loses 50%, you lose 50% of this gained number, not the number you started at. You lose the gained number. So what that means is if you have $100,000 that you start off with, if the market goes up 50%, you now have $150,000. If the market drops 50%, you don't go back to 100, you go back to 75, because 75 is 50% of 150,000. So you need to understand that, right? Now, with that being said, over the average, that's what we're talking about. The up, down, all those years, I'm just averaging out that he's getting about 7%, right? So if he gets 7% over the life of his investment, then that's about $85,000, right? And so that 85, if you add it to that, that means now that good old Randy, when he retires, he has $208,000. That sounds like a lot of money. It's really not, because you got to understand that if you look at it from this standpoint, $35,000, that's really only about 6.5 years of this annual salary. He's worked 35 years to only have 6 years of his salary. Exactly right. See, and this is why I do these trainings, because I want people to know what they're getting into. I want to know what we've been taught was the way to go, but we're finding out it's not the way to go. But it gets better. Let me show you. So let's just say Randy has this $208,000 when he gets ready to retire. Because that is pre-tax money, guess what that means? Uncle Sugar got to get his take, right? And so let's just put Uncle Sugar right here. Y'all know who Uncle Sugar is. I'm going to leave it like that. Y'all know who Uncle Sugar is. He going to get his piece. So he going to get $58,000 off you, because, again, remember, they're giving you this money pre-tax. Most people don't know that. When you do this, that money is pre-tax money, meaning they don't count it towards your overall salary. So you get a tax break on the front end, but they take it on the back end. So now, good old Randy, watch this now. Good old Randy now, after they got him at 28%, and I'm just saying that, we can say whatever we want to say, 24%, whatever the case may be. But what I want you to understand is good old Randy now has barely $150,000. Do you see that? So now, where he barely had 6 years or barely had 7 years of a salary, now he's down to less than 5 years of his overall salary. And this, folk, is the reason why people, when they retire, end up having to go back to work. Yes, there are a portion of people who say, hey, man, I want to get back out there in the workforce and do this, that, and the third. I want to do this, that, and the other, blase, blase. Yes, There's a portion of people that do that. Absolutely. However, that is not the majority of folk, though. Don't fool yourself. It is not the majority of people that retire and say, hey, man, blah, 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 blah. No, I want to go back to work. I ain't got nothing here to do. No, the majority of the time, what it is, they don't have enough money. Let me help you. The ones that do have enough money, they find stuff to do. They go volunteer. They go to the school and do stuff at the school. They go and play bridge, and they do all this other stuff. They start to travel a little bit. Why? Because they've worked their whole life. They've saved up. They put their money to the side, and now they want to enjoy their money. But I just showed you the trap. I just showed you how good old Randy. And even though we like good old Randy, little good old Randy gonna be broke, right? All right. So let me go back to the screen because I'm going to show you something else because I don't like leaving people without a solution. Nobody likes that guy, right? So here's the thing about it. Do you know your numbers? And y'all have heard me crow on and on and on about whether or not you know your numbers. And what I mean by your numbers, what are how much money do you need in order to retire? And as I've always said, retirement is not an age, it's a dollar value. And that dollar value is how much money you have that's going to allow you to continue to live the life that you want to live, right? But let's just say that Randy, again, this is an easy calculation. And good old Randy, we want to take his base salary and multiply it by the number of years that he's going to need funding, right? And so let's just say he needs funding for 25 years, right? Then that means when he retires, he needs $875,000. That's what Randy needs to have when he retires in order to live the same life, somewhat similar to the same life that he had while he was working. Now, I'm not counting for inflation. I don't want to nerd out on y'all like that. But as y'all can see the way I put my little thing together, I got that in me, right? I'm kind of that guy. But here's what I want you to know. $875,000. That is a long way away from this $208,000, right? That's $600-something away. And then if you take $58,000 from it and you add that $58,000 down here, it's going to be a lot more. I mean, he's going to be over $700,000 away short for what he needs in order to live off his salary for 25 years. $700,000 away. That's insanity. That's insanity. But this is how the market works. Now, let me show you one of the products that we have with one of the providers that we work with. This is what's known as a fixed index annuity. So let's say good old Randy says, you know what, man, I ain't gonna do that. And Randy realizes, you know what, I realize my numbers. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Generational Wealth Builders. You guys are awesome. Man, y'all help me understand how much I need. Y'all save me, so now I don't have to be without retirement money. Glad to help you, Randy. So if you work with one of our agents, what they're going to show you is this. They're going to show you how we have a product where if you say, you know what, I want to self-fund my own pension. I want to self-fund my own annuity. Well, let's see how that's going to work for you. So let's go down 35 years. And if bro did this for 35 years, now at the age of 67, if he decided to retire there, now good old Randy have $1.3 million. $1.3 million. Y'all see it right there. Just for him funding himself. Just for him funding himself. And I dare you in your own time to do the calculation and multiply that $5,000 35 times and tell me what you get. But here we go again. Randy can be a lot closer to where he needs to be. And in this instance, he'd have more money than he would going in the 401k, right? All right. So let's just say Randy said, well, you know what, man? I want to fund it because I want to get a little bit more cushion, man. I think I might go try to live in the French Riviera. Okay. Let's just say for the first 5 years, that Randy funded his account, that he added an additional $2,500 to his portfolio. Now watch me now. Now when Randy turns 67, Randy got almost $2 million. So for 5 investments, for an additional $12,500, Randy now has almost $2 million. Do you think Randy can live good off that? Absolutely. Once Randy hits that $875,000, he can really tell them folk, I'm out, and stop right there. He hits that, guess what? At age 60. He hits that at age 60. So that's what we're trying to show you here. That's what the generational wealth builders do. We show you that the 401k is a trap. Now, y'all been hearing about the banks. Y'all been hearing about all this other stuff that's going on and everything else. Please know that your money is not secure in these markets. It's not. And I dare you to go and take a look and see what the S&P has done so far this year. Because let me help you understand. And again, if you know a financial advisor, I dare you to call him and ask him this question. Does the market have to double what it lost the previous year in order for me to be back where I was? Ask him. Ask him. Ask him, does the market have to do double what it lost the previous year in order for you to get back to where you were? Not gaining no money, but just getting back whole. Absolutely. And if they tell you, well, no, that ain't how it worked, then you need to say you're a lie and the truth ain't in you and get on away from them. Because that means they just want to keep your money. But again, and this is what I tell people all the time. Numbers don't lie, people do. And when you can't follow the numbers, you need to ask yourself why. It's not that difficult. It's really not. But what it is, people love doing what they can to try to keep people hidden so that they can continue to enrich themselves. And so that's what I wanted to share with y'all tonight. Listen, I hope you got some good value out of this. Don't just take what I say, go and check it out. Go look at the markets. And a lot of times we don't want to look at it because we don't understand it. But listen, folks, that's why the generational wealth builders are here. We are here to help you. We are. We're here to help you save, grow, and make money. That's what our agents understand. We are here to help you save, to help you grow, and to help you make money. It does us no good for us to make money and you don't make money. That does no one any good, right? And we definitely is not going to be beneficial for you to just keep your money where it is. Because again, that wealth transfer, remember me now. Remember you heard Hickman say it here first, and I ain't trying to say I'm that guy. But what I'm telling you is somebody is getting that wealth transfer. Everybody ain't losing. Everybody is not losing. Somebody is getting it. And you want to make sure that your money is placed in a vehicle that's going to ensure that your money is there. All right. Well, listen, I love you all so much. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. I hope you'll like. I hope you'll share. I hope you'll tell somebody about it. Again, make your appointment with us. We'll do it. Again, it is a free consultation, free. You don't have to worry about it. We'll sit down, we'll look at numbers, and we'll help you find the best way to ensure that poverty ends with you. Again, it's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Love you so much.